Hey there, we have a super exciting weekend ahead of us. Very not normal life for us, so I thought this would be a great weekend to do a little home renovation vlog. Because we have a couple painting projects we want to do, we might also be removing this. So if you just stumbled upon my channel, my name is Katie, and I typically make a lot of videos about like motherhood and adoption and foster care and stuff like that. But we bought this 1960s dream house basically, and it's huge. And we have so many little projects to do, well, big projects to do in the house. And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of document our journey through that and be able to see the befores and afters, because our last house that we bought, it was just like, we did all the renovations at the very beginning almost, and I barely even took pictures of the house before. So I thought it'd be fun to be able to have these memories of like what it used to look like and the personal touches we put on it. So if you like home renovation content, definitely subscribe because there's going to be a lot of that on my channel coming up. I'm really excited to share all these projects with you guys. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this weekend is very abnormal for us, and that is because we have no kids here this weekend. I can't even believe I'm saying that. It's currently Friday night. It's very late, but we're still gonna get started on some projects because we're excited. Our two older kids, they are at a camp that's for foster and adoptive kids. And then our youngest is with my parents. So we just met them halfway to their house. I think this will be good and she'll have a fun time and we'll hopefully be able to get some stuff done. So first I wanna show you kind of how this room is looking right now, because I am really liking the changes that have happened. If I can, I'll put in another video of what it looked like before. But basically, we just bought this couch lately. We just got this rug like a few days ago, and I'm in love with it. And we've had this couch and we had that chair at our old house, and same with like the side tables and the bookshelves. So my husband built those bookshelves when it was like 2 houses ago that he built those when we were in a rental. And I'm really happy we still have ceilings tall enough to accommodate them. So one project that we're gonna be doing is getting rid of this mirror. And I know people are not gonna like hearing that. So let me just begin by saying, I think this mirror is really cool. Like if it wasn't in my house, I might be the type of person also to be like, don't get rid of it, it's so cool. But there's a couple reasons. One is it's extremely like, I don't want to say gaudy because it is cool. It's beautiful and it's very like Beauty and the Beast-esque, and there are things I love about it. But because it's such an intense style, it's like I feel very limited in what I can do in this room stylistically if I have this mirror. Like I don't really think this rug really goes with this mirror, but I really love this rug and I love this couch, and I don't think that necessarily even fits with it. The other reason is because while this mirror may look very high quality, this is mostly plastic or some sort of plasticky material. It's not metal. So a lot of times when people find that out, they're like, oh, okay, I thought it was like a really high quality mirror. Now, obviously, I am sure that mirror was expensive because it's huge and it really is beautiful in the sense that it makes the room look bigger, and I do like it, but I don't like it with my style, if that makes sense. But I know I have some friends and family members with strong opinions that they really like this mirror, but I'm like, well, do you want it? Because I'll be happy to give it to you. I'm really curious to see how we're gonna be able to get this out, because you can't see right now, but it almost feels like it's of structural importance to this wall, and I imagine that's very heavy. So who knows what's gonna happen with that. We also have some plans to paint in this room, so that's one of the reasons we need to get rid of this. And we've already changed the curtains in here because we just took down the big kind of gaudier curtains, my opinion. But we are planning on painting this wall behind the fireplace this dark blue color. I want it to be like really bold and dramatic with the white fireplace in the middle. And then we're gonna paint the outer walls white here. The downside of this is that we're gonna have to move the rug, and we just put it here. But this is just too good of an opportunity to pass up painting. And I told Nick, especially painting out here, because when our kids aren't here, we don't have to worry about them like walking by the wall and touching something or like knocking over a can of paint. All things that I would be very worried about if they were here, because this room is just like open in the house. And we also want to paint our bedroom, but we can close the door in there if we need to. I'm not as worried. All right, another project that we may work on, I don't know if we'll really work on it this weekend, but I'll kind of show you, is we have this huge like foyer and staircase. There's this big spiral staircase, and it has this very busy wallpaper. Now, I will say that like the individual little pieces on this wallpaper, I think are kind of cute, like these little scenes. But look how many of these little scenes there are on this wall. I feel like it just makes it look overwhelming. And so what we are doing is slowly kind of taking off wallpaper, and we're not trying to rush it because we don't really care if the room looks a little bit under construction for a while. And eventually we're probably going to have to rent like scaffolding or something, some special type of ladder. I'm not really sure. And so we want to get all the wallpaper off of the bottom parts that we can reach before we rent something or get a big ladder out here, because then we can just focus on getting the higher parts. So yeah, this is a part of the house I'm very excited about changing. We will obviously want to change the floor eventually. You know, pink carpet isn't exactly my go-to. And we also would love to take the carpet off the stairs because those are like what look like nice wooden stairs. So maybe this weekend we'd remove a little more wallpaper. I know people hate removing wallpaper, but I find it like almost kind of satisfying, especially because we have a steamer and it makes it way easier to get the wallpaper off, like way easier. All right, and this is the other project room, which is our bedroom. Don't you just love the curtains here? We're picking between these paint colors, which they're actually showing up a lot darker here, I think, than they are on the wall. But we are painting our bedroom like a pretty dramatic color, but it is not nearly as dark as it looks there. That looks really, really dark. That looks like midnight dark. So Nick is currently spackling different spots on the wall, and then
there's a million of them.
There are a lot of spots, and unfortunately, we also have this intercom system that does not work, and so there's a huge hole in the wall behind this, and we have to figure out how we're gonna fill that in. Because obviously, I don't want to keep the intercom system up if it doesn't work. If it worked, I think that'd be kind of fun, but it does not. We also have this security system thing that we don't use, and so we need to get rid of that because it's a really outdated thing anyway. So we have quite a few things to kind of figure out. So Nick, which project are you most excited about?
That's kind of hard because I guess I'm really excited for our room to be more organized and a little more put together.
Yeah, me too.
So
it's pretty bad right now, people.
But I also can envision what it would look like. Whereas the living room, I just think it'll look really cool, and I'm just not quite sure how it's gonna look, but I just imagine it will look really cool. And so, and that room's already really put together. It doesn't have a lot of stuff. So,
yeah,
I think that room will be a really striking and a cool feature of the house.
Yeah. What do you think, Suki? What project are you most excited about? She's like, I'm just excited you're home. So yeah, I just want to take you along on this weekend, and who knows, I'm not promising we're going to finish any of these projects, but we want to at least get some work done. And we're trying to really tell ourselves, like, throughout this whole renovation process, we just want to take it slow. We have stressful lives. Like, my husband is a pastor, I'm a full-time teacher. We have 3 kids who are all from foster care and adopted, and there's just like different needs we have. And we're really excited about doing the house, and so we don't want it to become this big burden or where we feel like we have to get it done really fast. So we're just trying to like enjoy the process, do it slowly when inspiration strikes or when we have some time like this. So, like I said, no promises we'll finish a room completely, but there will be an attempt made to get quite a bit of progress done. So I will check in later and let you know what we finished tonight. Okay, so I taped this off, did some of the edges, and look at that progress already. He like just started. It's kind of fun that we could see such a big difference on this wall so easily, you know? I'm excited to see how it makes the fireplace kind of pop more. Okay, we've made really good progress. Nick is now trying to do the trim, like near the trim at the top. I promise I've been working too. I just keep taking videos of him working. But I'm really liking how it looks so far. Obviously, it's gonna look a little different when it dries. But I think we still can get the idea of like the bold color with the white fireplace. And eventually these walls will be white as well, not this light blue. So I think it's looking really nice. Hello, it is now Saturday, close to afternoon. I slept in until about 10:30 because our kids aren't here, and why not? And we stayed up super late painting. Nick, when did you wake up?
8:30.
8:30, wow.
I can't sleep in anymore.
He can't sleep anymore. He's getting old, and I'm probably always going to be this way, where I can sleep in whenever. So Nick is on the second coat of this paint, and actually it's kind of showing up more purpley in this picture. That's not what it looks like. It's much more of like a gray toned, darker color. It actually, yeah, this is also fresh from here over here. That's why it's so shiny. But yeah, we actually were super impressed with this paint. It is, what is it, Bear?
Yeah.
It's Bear, and the color is Midnight
In the tropics.
But I'm really impressed with how high quality this paint is, because even after one coat, it was almost like we could have just left it at one coat, but we just noticed some little spots where it was a little lighter. We want to make sure it looked really good, but that's pretty impressive to me that it was able to cover so fully. So we finished the first coat last night. Nick even did like the trim up top with no tape, may I add, which was impressive. And next we are...
Lazy.
Well, you did a good job. Next we are planning to paint these walls. So I've started the taping process, and then we're gonna paint this wall white. And eventually we're gonna have to try to take down the mirror. I know, we're terrible. It's such a cool mirror. If you want it so bad, you can have it. All right, so we'll check in later. Okay, so we have taped off some of this wall here, not quite all of it. And we've moved the couch. We're trying to decide how to get this monstrosity down.
Yep. We also need to figure out where we're putting it.
It depends how heavy it is.
Okay.
That's what, because if it's not super duper duper heavy, maybe we could put it in the attic.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
If it's really heavy, it might be leaning against a wall in the entryway for a while.
Yeah,
So that's what we're gonna try to figure out right now. So we will update you on that. We're taking down the curtains so we can tape around those. And I'm just like loving how this is looking. I'm curious, tell me in the comments, are you like a bold color person like this, or are you like prefer the brights, the whites, the grays, that type of stuff? So let me know. Okay, so a lot has happened. We took a break for lunch. I think I might have mentioned that. The mirror is gone now, as you can see. The mirror is gone, and we were planning to start painting in here, start painting white. But we didn't really do a sample of the type of white we wanted. And so if you can see here, this is like a pure white, an ultra pure white. It's Bare. And I like the color, but the problem is our rug is a little bit off-white. The fireplace is off-white, and the trim is off-white. And we're starting to feel like it might look a little weird. I think Nick would have just painted it if it wasn't for me having opinions. Because, we got everything prepped and ready. But I'm just worried that if we rush and do it and then we don't really like how it looks, especially with the fireplace, that we might regret it. The good news is, since we have this huge bucket of paint we bought, we have plenty of other places we can use that, namely our family room, and the whole hallway needs to be touched up. It's really like kind of dingy in there. So we'll definitely use all this paint. But we think we might be better off just painting in the family room for now with that paint because we already have it out. And we don't need to be quite as careful in there because we want to replace the carpet. We don't really like the trim needs to be completely painted. And so I think that's what we're going to do right now. So that's the plan. So everything has kind of shifted, but we are hoping to go get some samples tonight so that we can kind of see which type of white we may want to buy. And we might still try to paint this tomorrow, even after our kids get back. So because the older two will be back earlier, like right after church, and then we could just go start because everything's prepped in here. We just need to have the right paint. So here is the family room. And if you missed my house tour that I did of this house when we moved in, I can link it above. But as you can see, we have this paneling, which is actually really high quality. I'm not really much of a paneling person, but this has grown on me a lot. What has not grown on me are these like teal walls. Not only are the walls teal, but the trim is teal, the door is teal, and the carpet. is teal. So I think this would look very good with like that bright white, especially because we also plan to paint the fireplace eventually. And I think it'll just make this room look a lot better personally. So that's what we're gonna do. Try to get a little done since we've already poured paint. So Nick's kind of wiping down the walls, making sure they're okay to paint, and then we're gonna get started. Okay, a lot has happened. I can't remember if I showed the progress we made in this room. So that's it. It's a little bit haphazard, but we took a break. We went to Chick-fil-A and we got milkshakes and we ate dinner and it was great. And now we're coming back. Oh, and we also went to Lowe's and we got some stuff. We got some paint samples and I think we've decided on a paint color now for that room, but we will not be going to buy that until tomorrow or, you know, sometime soon. I would hope tomorrow. But what we're going to do tonight is Nick has some work to do. So he's going to help me get set up. He's taking down these horrible curtains and I'm going to keep painting. So we still haven't done by the TV over there. We still haven't done this part. And so my hope is to work on that. I also would really like to start painting the trim, especially here because I want it to feel like more of a difference was made. So I'm going to try to work on that while he does his thing. And I'm hoping that I can just watch TV for a little bit while I do that. So I will catch up later and give a little update on our progress. We got the curtains down and look how much better this looks. We both felt like it was way less overstimulating. And what we're planning to do is, if we can, get pull down shades. And so that way you still have this space that the window gives you and you're not like blocking it off with a big heavy curtain. So that is our plan eventually. Hey there, it's Sunday morning now. I did not check in last night, but I stayed up way too late. And it was daylight savings switch, so technically we got like an extra hour of sleep, but I didn't go to bed until the second 1 a.m. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm not going to church today because I have to go pick up our kids at 11 and that would be during church. So Nick already left to go to church. He actually went to bed super early last night. I don't think I mentioned that. A little bit after I was filming, we were working together. He just started to feel like really not well. Like he just kind of felt sick and tired. And so he went to bed like really early and just decided he would wake up at like 6:30 this morning to get some stuff done and get ready for church. Because if you don't know, he's a pastor. So he went to bed and I was like, okay, I'll just stay up and work. And I really wanted to use all the paint like he had poured me. And even though it wasn't that much, I mean, I was painting for hours. But I was doing all of the parts like by the ceiling that's like really hard to get and you have to be really careful. Oh my gosh, I was like stepping up and down on this ladder the entire time. It was just a lot of work. I am very tired. My legs are very sore. I probably used muscles I haven't really used much in a while. So, I mean, it was good. It was a little disappointing though because I don't feel like anything I did made a big difference. Maybe I need to go back and look at the footage from last night because when I got done, I was like, it looks like I've done nothing. But I did, you know, I was like touching places up. I was getting by the ceiling. So a little discouraging. And now our whole house is like a complete wreck and the kids are coming home today. And Nick's mom is coming today because she's been looking for a house in this area. So it's just not going to be ready. Like it's just going to be a mess because I'm not going to put everything back and then have to get it back out to paint. So it's going to stay that way until it's done. That's what I've decided. So I'm not sure what that's going to mean for the kids. At least we have a huge basement. They could always go downstairs and watch TV and stuff until we're done up here. So I'll show you what we've done. Okay, so here it is from this angle. That's from our Harry Potter party we had a long time ago. I don't know why that's in here. So here's what it looks like. So obviously I didn't even touch that wall because I was only using like a small roller. What you also can't tell is that I did put like trim sealant along some cracked places, like in multiple parts of the wall. And so that takes a lot of time to do and doesn't really show much, but from up close, it will make a difference. So I'm glad that I did it. I also did made sure I painted all the way to the bottom and all the way to the top. I tried so hard to pull out this old security system thing, and I could not get it to budge or figure out how to get it out. So if you know how to do that, I'd love some help because I have no idea how to get that thing off the wall. I also started to do some painting around this wall, and obviously we had to take down curtains. I had to spackle and sand it. And so that all takes time, more time than I thought, but I tried to at least get around to the window last night because I was trying to finish up the paint that I had left. So I think what we'll try to do is focus on first painting the parts that haven't been painted at all, like those walls. Let those dry while we do second coats on the other part. And then I would like to work on the trim eventually, but that's not like a huge priority because we could put the furniture back without painting the trim, I think. I don't think we're gonna paint the bottom trim right now because I don't know if you can tell, but it is so close to the carpet. The reality is it looks the exact same color as the carpet. It's probably gonna be mostly covered by furniture for now. And to me, it sounds like a lot of work when we could just wait until we pull up the carpet to paint it, because eventually that carpet will not be in here. And I think I can live with it as it is. This isn't like our main entertaining room. This is more of just like the room our family hangs out in. And so I think I'd be okay with leaving it, but I would really like to paint the trim by the windows and by the door frames. So just not the one that's all across the carpet because I think it'd be really hard to do. So now I'll just show you what the living room is looking like. It doesn't look much different from yesterday, but I am still absolutely in love with this blue. I love it so much. I'm so happy with that choice. And I kind of mentioned yesterday that we realized that the white color that we had, and it's hard to tell here, but it was just so ultra white. I don't know if you can see the comparison between the trim and that. And we just didn't think it was going to look super great, especially because our rug is also more of an ivory or off-white. And so, I don't know, I was just worried about it. So that's the color we've been using in the other room. But we did go to Lowe's last night, and so we tried to pick a color that kind of pulled a little bit more somewhere in between the fireplace and like the marble here. And we ended up choosing this, Swiss Coffee. We also picked out this slightly lighter white. Like you really can't tell the difference on the camera. It's a very subtle difference, but the du jour color is what we think if we repaint the trim eventually. I don't think that's a project we're going to tackle anytime very soon. We would kind of prefer if the trim was slightly lighter than the wall, but we didn't want to go so light that it felt like it didn't match the fireplace at all. So that's how we came to this decision. And, you know, I'd rather not repaint the fireplace if at all possible, because I think it looks really nice as it is. I would like to paint that top part because it's a different color, but I'm just worried we might like not do it as well or mess it up. And I just love how it looks. So we're gonna try to pick a white here that's slightly more matching with that. Okay, well, I really need to go drive to pick up my kids now, but I do plan to show you guys kind of like what we finished today because the video will be more satisfying if we can show what we finished today. Okay, it is now like Sunday at like 4:30 and I've made some progress. I'm working on this wall. This wall has been kind of finished over here. There's a little patch I need to go over in a second, but we are making progress and I'm really hoping we can finish in here really soon. Nick and his mom went to go look at a house and our oldest daughter went with them, and my younger two are kind of in quiet time, just relaxing, watching shows, that type of thing. So it's giving me some time to finish up painting. So that is what I'll be doing for now, and hopefully later today I'll have way more progress done. Hey there, it's now Tuesday and I realized I never wrapped up the video from this weekend, so I wanted to show you the progress we made, and I may just be conveniently showing you this now because Nick just finished the room today. This room at least. Oh my goodness, painting took so much longer than we thought. How many coats did we do? 4?
Not with the rollers. Probably 3 with the roller.
And like 4 with the brush around the edge. Oh my goodness, the edges like of this room. Now, I say we're done, but we didn't paint the trim, and like these little corbel things we're gonna paint in the wood, and then like that trim and that whole thing. So yeah, it's not like officially done, but it's good enough that we can move our furniture back, as Nick is doing right now. And it's also good enough that I think it looks so much better. It's hard to tell because you can still see like a slight turquoise tint from the reflection and just the lighting isn't good, but it looks much more white in person. So I'm very happy. I think it's gonna look so much better with the wood. Like here, let me take that out of the picture. See? It looks better. But we're not happy with how long it took. I told Nick, I was like, next time we just need to buy more expensive paint because I'd rather pay more and not have to paint as many coats. But Nick, did you end up buying, like, what type of paint did you end up buying for the other room?
I bought something called Valspar Reserve.
Ooh, that sounds fancy.
I know.
Reserve.
It's what they recommended. It was the second most expensive one.
Okay.
But he said, the guy at the desk said that it was about 95% sure that it would be a single coat would cover it, which would be really great about now.
That's what we want. So yeah, because we're going to hopefully paint in the living room starting tonight. We are hosting our house church on Thursday, and we'd love to have it done by then. I know it sounds a little crazy, but if it's a one coat thing, I think we can do it. Plus, it's already prepped. I think we can do it. I'm sure Nick is very tired of painting because he painted today and yesterday, and I took yesterday off of painting because I painted more this weekend.
Well, I painted Sunday and I painted Saturday.
Yeah, you painted on Sunday too. I forgot. Saturday night, when he went to bed, though, I stayed up really late and painted for I probably painted for 4 hours after he went to bed. Maybe 3.5. I don't know. So I was really sore because I'm weak and out of shape. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, for sticking around through the ups and downs of this weekend extended into the week project. I'll have more project videos coming up because we will do a complete a complete redecoration of our bedroom here because it's like a pale pink color like I showed you earlier. And so if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, like it. And I hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you next time.